Welcome back, everybody, to week 2 of the fantasy recap. I am welcoming in Jonathan Rubinall, aka Finding Debo, who scored an impressive 235 points. Was it, Jonathan?
Yes, sir. Yes, it was.
Oh my goodness, which is the highest total that I have seen in my fantasy football career, which spans over a decade, man. So congrats to you, Jonathan. Anything to say?
Well, I can't take much credit. It was an auto draft, but they are my team, so I'll take credit for it as it be. And just want to say thanks for inviting me to the fantasy league this year. Appreciate it.
No problem, man. We enjoy having you. This has been a fun year to watch. I did want to mention a little bit about the auto draft team and it not being you in control, but I love that you were able to acknowledge it too, my man. So good job this week. I'm lucky that it wasn't last week when you and I were going head to head.
Oh man, yeah. Like I said, I'm not a fan of auto drafting, but it is what it is.
All right, so here we go. We're moving on to the week 2 update. This one is entitled "Have You Seen My RB?" As we had a total of 12 running backs score less than 10 points. Now, these are running backs, not just like the middle tier running backs. Names like Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, Leonard Fournette, Dalvin Cook, all scoring less than 10 points this week. But we made it interesting with some pretty impressive performances from quarterbacks and receivers. Anything to add, Jonathan?
No, not right now. I mean, just like I said, Tua and Lamar right now, they showed up and I took advantage of it.
So, oh man, they showed up, man. It would have been better for me had they not, but they showed up. All right. So as we know, we will get it started by going through the Bust a Cap weekly recap. We'll move into the No Mames manager of the week, and we'll finish up with the league leaders. And as always, we will start off with the closest matchup of the week and then ending with the beatdown of the week. And let's go ahead and get it going. Anything to say, Jonathan? Sorry.
You're good. Let's get it started.
All right, man. Now on to the closest matchup of the week. Oh my goodness, what a nail biter this was between Dirty Mike Chubb, aka Michael Treres, and myself, Milo, or no Amon-Ra Gretz, Dirty Mike beating me by 0.22 points. This game came down to Monday night in a late night scramble in garbage time by Kirk Cousins. Man, I wanted this one to go a little bit differently, but it did not. It was an exciting matchup to watch all the way through. Way to go, Mike. Powered by Stefon Diggs' 3 touchdowns. Stefon Diggs scoring a total of 44.80 points, which is just crazy. And this is, adding to my Amon-Ra Gretz here. Amon-Ra St. Brown going off for 39.40 points, but just not enough in the end. Jonathan, what did you notice about this matchup?
I didn't think they were going to let Stefon Diggs go off like that, but they did. And he scored 3 touchdowns, and they just couldn't stop him. And clearly that's Josh Allen's favorite target, but still,
God, man,
it's just like they didn't even care he was back there. He just kept catching the ball.
I was literally like, is there just nobody guarding him? Like, if there's no safety or anything? Yeah, it was nuts.
I mean, and he doesn't spread the ball around that much. That's his target, and that's who he was giving the ball to, and they didn't stop him.
I think Tennessee did have a rookie cornerback on him, which obviously did not work.
Bless his heart. For trying.
Yeah. E for effort, I mean, but overall, Mike, the W goes to you. You move to 2-2, and I slide to 1-1. So great job, Mike. Tough one, but great job. Okay, moving on to another close one. Throw Rogan experience getting into the win column, edging out Dalvin and the Chipmunks, aka Edgar. Again, Josh Allen, we were just talking about it, Jonathan, 33.68 points, man. I think a total of 4 touchdowns was it this week?
I think so. I think it was 3 passing and 1 rushing, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong.
I think it might have been 4 total passing. Okay, 4 total passing. I think he had to move his legs. He just had to get back there and chuck it to Stefon Diggs.
Yeah, no problem at all, it seems like, with him.
Yeah, and Edgar, oh man, we got an interesting watch here. Justin Herbert taking a fractured rib cage or something like that?
Yeah, fractured rib cartilage from what they're saying. So he's week to week right now, so that might affect his throwing.
So luckily he got that week 1 win, so it's not completely bleak just yet, but I do feel Edgar's panic out there. Overall, great job, Throw Rogan experience, get into the win column. I hope he can keep this momentum going. Edgar, shake it off. We'll be back next week. Anything to add about this matchup, Jonathan?
No, just nothing much right now to add. I mean, it was a close game overall. Looks like a little bit, but I mean, maybe next week.
Maybe. But overall, great matchup. There were some pretty close matchups throughout the entire. Well, there was close matchups, and then there were 2 blowouts. But So it's a pretty competitive weekend. That leads us into our next matchup. Bolts Creek getting into the win column, going to 1-1, edging out Check My Balls, who unfortunately moves to 0-2. And oh man, his record right now might be the last of his worries, as we talked about earlier, Jonathan. His QB2, Trey Lance, going down for the season. Now, you as a Niner fan, how is that? How are you feeling about that?
As a Niner fan, I mean, honestly, I'm glad they kept Jimmy. I'm glad he's still there. And as a Niner fan, I must say I'm actually okay with this move. I mean, not okay that he got hurt, but
Yeah.
I have a feeling that eventually down the season he was going to get replaced because a lot of moving with the legs, not much passing, which that's what he kept saying was going to happen. He was going to throw more, but I'm okay with Jimmy leading the way, and he wins games. That's all I can say. He wins games, and does he lose games sometimes? In the playoffs last year, he did, in my personal opinion. But I mean, he wins games in the regular season, and I think he'll get us there again. But all he has to do is not lose the games, and we'll be all right.
So, yeah, right. Trust that defense.
And also, too, I mean, he does tend to get banged up too. So let's just hope he stays healthy.
That whole team, I don't know what is going on in the Bay Area. That whole team cannot stay healthy.
Yeah, we lose IR guys. People go on IR on our team all the time. So
George Riddle out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, too, I mean, we could get back George Kittle next week. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, but shout out to Bolts Creek though, man, because he's doing something that I kind of questioned at the beginning of the season, giving Curtis Samuel a shot on the roster. I thought Curtis Samuel was done once they left Carolina, but here he is, alive and well, consistently 2 weeks in a row now, getting, what is it, like 20, 15 points, 20 points?
Yeah, he's getting up there, and they're using him like Deebo Samuel, which is always good to see. Another guy running around like that, running the ball, catching the ball. So, and Carson Wentz is actually throwing the ball around a little bit more too. So.
And overall, pretty balanced squad too. Matt Stafford up there, Austin Eckler, power in his running back core.
Oh, yeah.
So there are some questions around Joe Burrow right now, but I think the Cincinnati offense is going to be able to figure it out. Check My Balls. You got some great things going for you. Drake London. Oh no, we got a time limit on here, man. Goodness gracious. Hang on a second, fellas. You got to get us back to where we were. All right. So anyway, Drake London ended up crushing it so far this season. Impressive. Of all the rookies, I think he's looked the best. Kind of good news, bad news there for Kyle Pitts. But Drake London, there are some highlights in Check My Balls' roster. But overall, Bolts Creek moving to 1-1. Check My Balls sliding to 0-2. Hang in there, my man, early in the season. We'll see where we can get going. Moving on to another one of our not so close matchups. Connor McKager empowering himself to 2-0 while taking down Too Kittle Too Late, who moves to 1-1. Sorry, Leo, forgot the record right there. Man, Jalen Waddle blowing it up. And two of the receivers that blew it up in this game, Jalen Waddle and Tyreek, were both going against one another as far as the managers. And it was pretty interesting to watch. Unfortunately, though, Leo did not have much going on outside of Tyreek's 42 points. And when you're playing a team like Connor McKager, you really got to bring it, because he's got Jalen Waddle scoring 40 points, Cooper Kupp scoring 30. His defense is scoring more than my quarterbacks at this point. So Connor McKager just powering his way through. I am not excited to play him next week. Anything to add, Jonathan?
No, his defense. I mean, whoever his defense is, I mean, that's impressive. 29 points.
Tampa Bay. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's a good defense to have. And like you said, when they're putting up more than some quarterbacks in the league, that's, man, he's got it made right now.
Yeah, he's looking pretty healthy right now.
Yeah.
So shout out to Connor McKager. It's going to be you and I next week. I'm not excited, but I am a little bit on the inside, because maybe I want to knock you off that high horse, but it's all right. We'll have to see. All right, on to the beatdown of the week. Finding Deebo, finding it big in all his quarterbacks. Lamar and Tua combining for a total of over 90 points. Jonathan, man, can you speak a little bit on how you felt this weekend hearing your phone go off so much?
Well, I must say I'm a little relieved. Did not want to start the season 0-2, but did I expect this? No, I didn't. I just didn't think Tua was going to be that kind of a quarterback, but apparently I was wrong, and he's that quarterback right now. He's hot, and his coach is calling up some good plays for that team, and he's airing the ball out like it's nothing.
Yeah, it's so crazy that your quarterback scored that much that you almost forget that you had 32 points from Aaron Jones.
Yeah. Again, like I know Aaron Jones is their number one back, and he showed it again this week. So, and also shout out to Amari Cooper for showing up this week. I appreciate that. So, wasn't expecting much from him since Deshaun Watson went out, but hey, he showed up this week, so I'll take it.
right? Everybody showed up for you this week, my man, and it was pretty impressive. On the other side, bag chasers, man. Oh, Dios mío, we got to figure it out, bub. It can't feel good knowing that Carson Wentz is the highlight of your team at this point of the season. But hang tough, man. Play the waiver wire as best you can. Offer up some trades. I know finding Debo is really trying to find Debo at this point. So anything you want to add to that, Jonathan?
Yes, I actually want him on my team. So make me some legit offer, a legit offer, and we'll talk. Because I know some people want Jamar Chase, but again, let's talk. I'll make a real offer, and we'll talk about it. So
can I interest you in a Chase Edmonds, sir?
Yeah, no thanks. I don't want to force starting.
Oh boy, that's gonna be so. Hang in there, bag chasers. Moving to 0-2, finding Debo getting into the win column 1-1. Now on to the unfortunate section. The No Mames manager of the week will be me this week for starting said Chase Edmonds in place of Damian Harris. Chase Edmonds scoring a total of 5.6 fantasy points, while Damian Harris was sitting on my bench with 16.7 fantasy points, a whole total difference of over 11 points. Now keep in mind that I lost by 0.22 points. So giving Chase Edmonds the go-ahead over Damian Harris was the No Mames move of the week by me. However, I was a little bit scared of the Steelers defense this week, and given the fact that the Dolphins scored 1 million fantasy points, it does kind of break my heart to see Chase Edmonds only get such a small little pie of that, or a little slice of that. How you feel about Milo being named the No Mames manager of the week, Jonathan?
Well, I mean, I guess you got to take the cake for it when you bench the Steelers starting running back, but it was a little surprising to see that when, I mean, you're a Steelers fan, so I didn't think that was going to happen, but I get why you did it.
Damian Harris is the running back for the Patriots, who was going to.
Wrong guy. I'm sorry. I saw Harris. I apologize.
Najee Harris. Also,
Najee Harris. That's why I kept thinking. I'm sorry.
Also didn't have that strong of a game, though, for a first rounder. But nonetheless, I am getting the No Mames manager of the week, although I did have some considerations for another manager who dropped a starting running back who was recently placed on the IR. Rather than placing them in their IR slot, they dropped them to waivers and didn't want to give it to that manager because I felt that didn't result in a loss. My move did. However, it may have been a big loss for the year, but we'll have to see. So Milo, the No Mames manager of the week, myself, I will eat that L as I lost a really close game. Okay, on to our league leaders. Connor McCager, nearly 400 points scored in the first 2 weeks of the season, is now the #1 seed and leading the overall best ball bracket. Finding Debo, finding himself in the top 3 of the league, 365.3. Nope, just kidding, 378.20. That last edit didn't save, Jonathan. And Dirty Mike Chubb rounding out the top 3 with him scoring 36.30 points. Jonathan, anything to say before we break, sir?
I'll take it for it being a team I didn't pick. So, I mean, again, I'll take it for now. I mean, I'm happy in the top 3. So, see how it goes next week.
That's right, sir. That's right. Now, keep in mind, there are some players on the trading blocks. It is not too early to make moves, y'all. I love when the trades go down. So, I know Jonathan is interested in the Debo Samuel. I'm interested in the running back, but honestly, who isn't interested in the running back at this point of the season? Because everybody's running backs are just kind of everywhere. But
yeah,
it's been fun, Jonathan. I appreciate your time, sir. Anything to say to the league before we break?
I just got to say, my next opponent, I'm coming for you next week. We'll see how it goes. But again, hopefully nobody gets injured for my team this week. So ready for next week. That's all I had to say.
It looks like you got Dirty Mike Chubb, the guy who beat me.
Right, he's a high scorer too. So I know last week he said. I know last week he said he pisses excellence. We'll see about that.
Yes, he pisses excellence, pisses all down my leg with his 0.22 point differential. But hey, last week, man, last week. Thanks for your time, sir.
I
hope
appreciate
everybody
you.
Remember to set your lineups and have a great week.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I'll see you next door.
Yes, sir.